Instructomania presents The Geography of South America and the Inca Empire. This video will detail Section 1. The Geographical Features of South America. Section 2. How geography shaped the lives of the Incas and Section 3. Who lived in the Inca Empire? The word geography, through a historian's lens, means the physical environment and how it may influence an economy and culture. Some examples may include scorching deserts that encouraged nomads to move between water sources, islands where the surrounding ocean offered a food source, flooding rivers that created fertile farmland, and mountains where a resource like timber was used for building. Section 1. Geographical Features of South America. During the Renaissance of Europe and Asia, the Americas were finally discovered by explorers eager to gain wealth and spread Christianity. Before then, the native people had been left alone for thousands of years. Let's look at the geography of the continent of South America. Starting from the north, the Guiana Highlands curve the northern coasts of South America along the Amazonian basin through which the Amazon River flows. The Brazilian highlands sit to the southeast and cover the eastern horn of South America. Below that spread 300,000 square miles of plains called the Pampas. They stretch all the way to the Atlantic Ocean to the southeast. The first empire of South America, the Incas of the Inca Empire, covered the western quarter of the continent. The Inca Empire dominated the Andes mountain ridge from the northern region down to Cape Horn. The Andes Mountains stand about 23,000 feet tall and were formed by volcanoes. The Inca enjoyed fresh water from lakes such as Lake Titicaca in the Andes, as well as food and materials from the western Pacific Ocean coast. On the southernmost region of South America sits Patagonia, which is a 400,000-foot square home of fantastic mountain peaks, vast and empty steppes, glaciers, and ice fields. Test your knowledge. Let's play Locate the Llama. In this game, you will track the llama as it appears on a blank map of South America. Once the music stops, you will use a map of South America labeled with physical features to determine where the llama ended up. Other animals may appear on the map, so don't forget to keep your eyes on the llama. So, where did the llama end up? Was it the Atlantic Ocean, the Guinea Highlands, or the Amazon River? That's right, it was the Amazon River. Let's try it again. Remember to keep your eyes on the llama. So, where did the llama end up? Was it the Pacific Ocean, Patagonia, or the Andes Mountains? It was the Andes Mountains. Let's try one last time. You got this. So where did the llama end up? Was it Cape Horn, the Brazilian Highlands, or Lake Titicaca? Nice job, it was Lake Titicaca. Here's food for thought. The Incas domesticated guinea pigs more than 3,000 years ago. They bred them as pets and for food and offered them as sacrifices to their gods. Also, the Incas used a crude version of freeze-drying to preserve stores of potatoes. We'll talk about that more in the next section. Section 2. How geography shaped the lives of the Incas. The Incas used the Andes Mountains to their advantage in many ways. The sheer magnitude of the Andes Mountains allowed for vertical economy with terraced farming cut into the lower areas of the mountains. This made it easier to farm on such steep mountainsides. The mountains also offered high, safe places for herding animals, which provided wool cloth and fresh dairy products for the economy. Terrace farming and irrigation systems from mountain springs allowed several harvests each year of the Incas' primary crops, such as potatoes, corn, beans, and the grain quinoa. The Andes Mountains' high elevation meant super low temperatures at night. The Incas placed potatoes under a cloth and left them to freeze. Then they would walk on the clothes in the morning to squeeze out any remaining moisture. They would continue this until they had freeze-dried food stored up. This process also took the bitterness out of some of the native species of potatoes that naturally grew in the Andes. Stone cutting became a specialty and allowed the Incas to build large cities, such as their capital, Cusco. Iron tools made it possible to cut stones well and fit them together perfectly without the need for mortar. Examples of these amazing precisely carved stone structures still stand all over modern Peru today. An example of Inca architectural ability is the sacred city of Machu Picchu. Archaeologists speculate that it was built first and foremost as a retreat for the Inca royalty and family to worship natural resources and deities, especially the sun god Inti. This could explain why it was built almost 8,000 feet above sea level. Section 3. Who lived in the Inca Empire? The Incas kept their society under control by managing the lives of their population. The Inca king or emperor was the military and religious leader. Atahualpa was the leader of the Inca in 1532 when the Spanish conquistador Pizarro arrived in modern Peru. Nobles were people related to the king, and really, the Incas were all interrelated. Commoners were not Inca blood. They were people who had been conquered and had little freedom. Commoners were allowed to keep their own religion and leadership, but had to work in exchange for being fed and protected in a social system called mita. In this way, people in the vast Inca Empire could survive through cooperation. Bridge builders and farmers alike could reap the benefits of the harvest. The Incas had an official language called Quechua for empire business. However, they did not have a written history, preferring to pass it down orally. Census, empire messages, and other important information were shared on strings of noted and color-coded knots called quipu. Runners would travel the impressive 25,000 miles of roads, bridges, tunnels, and causeways with a quipu in hand. Let's check out what it really looks like in South America. As you can see, the physical environment of South America greatly influenced the economy and culture of the people that lived there during the Middle Ages. Consider this. In what ways does the physical environment influence your family? Be prepared to support your answers with examples. From two teachers to all of you amazing teachers out there, we would like to thank you for choosing our resources to use in your classroom. Find more Instructomania teaching materials and lessons at our Instructomania Store and on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for your support.